Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In The Mixer, episode 104 of our Isle of Man series. Yes, I wore this shirt and jumper earlier in the week, but it's quarantine, it's lockdown, it's self-isolation, whatever you want to call it. We're just doing random shit at the minute. And I know I say this every episode, but it's a huge episode. We've got a massive fixture against Tottenham, we've got a massive fixture against Liverpool. It's 2031, so they're very different looking lineups for both sides. But they are still both giants of English football. It's going to be a tremendous test for us. Let's jump into the game and have a look at how we've gone over the last month or so. So we're going to start on this page first, which is our most recent results. As you guys can see, we did in the last episode beat Southampton 4-1 and then a 0-0 draw with Manchester United. A very good performance against a very strong side. Then we had a 1-1 draw with Bournemouth, which was a little bit disappointing. We were the better side in this one. Miranda getting the goal. He's been excellent for us so far. And then a 1-1 draw with Everton, who are a very good team. We were perhaps a little bit fortunate that Pekovic came off the bench and scored in the 93rd minute. He's done quite well in his couple of appearances off the bench so far this year. But then we brought crashing down to earth against Manchester City. They beat us 4-0 at home. They were very good. I can't really have too many complaints. Toby Owens, their left winger, was the star, 21-year-old English international. Got the double and I think 2 assists on the day as well. So we do have to kind of try and figure out a way to play against the bigger teams. How are we going to play against the Giants? And I think what we're going to do in that scenario is we're going to mix up our tactic a little bit. We have been going attacking to kind of go down swinging and try and pick up as many points as we can on our way to hopefully that mythical 40 and staying in the division this season. But what I think we want to do when we're playing the really, really good sides is maybe drop back a little bit deeper, play with our positive structure, which is a little bit shorter passing. It's a little bit more around retaining the ball and retaining possession, because if we've got it, they can't do too much to hurt us. That's a theory in my head that we're going to try and implement today. So it's a little bit of a tactical tweak, getting away from the attacking structure, going to something still positive, still attacking, still quite a few attacking roles in the lineup, as you guys can see here, but designed around keeping the ball and limiting the chances that the opposition's going to have. We're going to see how it goes. If it goes okay in the Tottenham game, we'll use it for the Liverpool one. If not, the Liverpool games at home, we may go attacking and try and go after it a little bit to continue a decent little run. As far as the division is concerned, we're down in 13th position. That's absolutely fine. 11 games played, 3 wins, 4 defeats and 4 losses for a -3 goal difference. We're on 13 points, only 3 points outside of the European places when you look at it across the rest of the teams in the division. But if we do go on a run where we do struggle to pick up points, we could very easily get dragged down into this kind of like bottom half of the table, relegation scrap type area. Thankfully, Leicester, Southampton, Wolves all struggling and haven't picked up wins so far this season, which is really making it a lot easier for us to stay in the league. As far as the squad's concerned, Tyrone Taylor had a bit of a knock, but he's not really playing anyway. The Wolf and he are pretty much just squad members, senior members of the side, both 23. We're just kind of putting them in at rough times when we need to fill out our bench or when we need to try and get additional depth in the squad. Londono still injured, out 12 days to 3 weeks. We've had Jimmy Winter playing. Left wing has been a spot that we haven't really been able to get right so far this season. I'm playing Jimmy Winter in his preferred role. Actually, we will change that up. He's an inverted wing on support as his most favoured role. He can't do the attacking one. So we'll drop him off just a little bit, see if we get a little bit of a spike in his performances. But in reality, I think he's struggling with the adjustment just a little bit. Londono hasn't really been fantastic either. 6.76 average rating so far in the Premier Division for his 5 appearances. Maybe he'll come back from injury and get a good run of form and hopefully settle a little bit into the side, but it isn't quite working out the way we wanted to. So we might keep an eye on a few different players in the upcoming January transfer window, which will be next week. You can see there's a whole bunch of different wonder kids around the world that we're trying to keep an eye on and may potentially try and splash some cash if we can find budget for it. Otherwise though, pretty much full squad to pick from. We're going to jump forward now and have a look at the 2 lineups for the game against Tottenham. Right, so first looking at our lineup, we've got Kubas, of course, in goal, Sigurdsson and Escobar as the defensive partnership. Good Life at left fullback and Benchop at right fullback. We do have a left back joining in January that may replace Good Life. We'll see how that turns out. Torp will anchor midfield. He is pending a yellow card suspension. Lua Barbosa, our wonder kid, has been absolutely fantastic. He will play as the box-to-box next to him. Aguero will play at the 10, Winter on the left wing, Fessler cutting in on the right, and Miranda, our leading scorer, and the other wonder kid in the side. So far to date, I think our best performer in our first Premier Division season. He's been fantastic for us, and his goals are keeping us in the division at the moment. So hopefully we'll get a good performance out of him today. Looking at the Tottenham lineup, only 3 faces from the original lineups. They've got Leo Connor, which is a very interesting one that they're playing. He's been at Tottenham for a few seasons now. Ex-Man United Junior, I think, starts the database at Celtic. He was at Southampton for a while. Tottenham, it looks in all of those clubs he was playing kind of a bit part role off the bench in a few different areas. 31 years of age now, full Irish international with 89 caps to his name. Romario Barro, which is phenomenal rhyming in the name. He's still playing, 31 years of age, Portuguese central midfielder. Starts the seasons at Porto. He was there for quite a while, and he's been at Tottenham now for 11 consecutive years, 339 appearances and 38 goals. He looks to have been a stalwart of the side for the last few years. They've also got Jeremy Doku, one of the wonder kids that I think a few different people have tried in their saves. He's 29 years of age now. We are 11 years down the track, of course. 20 agility, jumps out at you immediately. Elite winger is how he's described. 78 Belgian caps. He's been at Tottenham now for 7 seasons, scoring 38 goals in 78 appearances. Was at Zebra, which is of course Juventus, and Anderlecht before that, where he starts the actual save. So got some very good players. Silverio is the other one I'm going to look at here. Over on the right-hand side, he's their leading assist maker for the season. 17 crossing, 16 dribbling. Portuguese winger on the right, 27 years of age, so he's been around quite a while as well. Fernandez in midfield, an Argentine 20-year-old. I think we actually looked at Ignacio Fernandez back when he was playing at Vélez. He went to Guimarães over in Portugal. Actually, no, that was on loan from Tottenham. He's played 12 times and scored 1 goal for the first team, and he will make an appearance today. Wonder kid, 18 passing. That's absolutely immense. 19 balance, 16 pace, 17 stamina at 20 years of age. He looks to be definitely one for the future. And then up the top, Alisson Vicente, I think one of the best players that they've got available in the game. 20-year-old Brazilian international. He's wearing the captain's armband today, worth £59 million. Another wonder kid. They've got a good few in their lineup as well. 16 finishing, 17 first touch, heading, 18 technique, jumps out at you, 19 off the ball, 18 balance. They've definitely got some very, very good players. We're going to be at our absolute best to get beyond them, but let's set our expectations. If we get no points in this episode, I'm going to be cool, calm, collected, proper cucumber man. Assertively, we're going to say nobody expects us to get a result, so just go out there and enjoy yourselves. Now let's see how this plays out. Trying a little bit of a different tactical lineup, trying a little bit more possession-based style to keep the ball a little bit more than we have been in the last few months. And hopefully, if we can limit their chances, it might put us in a good position for the match. The first highlight of the game, Benchop starts with a throw-in on the right for us. Fessler sends it into a corner, but nothing really doing. And then Fernandez puts a ball over the top for Bowley, who's gotten goal side, and Kubas with an excellent save. Escobar does very well recovering from the scramble and putting it out to the throw-in. But very quick forward movement from them there. Just a ball over the top, and they immediately got him behind. Vicente there with excellent touch goes around one defender, but Escobar does very well to recover possession. Good life now, into Sigurdsson, forward to Winter, sends one for Altamiranda, who has got a little pocket of space here. He goes around the keeper and he finds the finish. Wonderful finish from Lionel Altamiranda. 6th goal of the season for the Argentine wonder kid. And it was a good little play there from Jimmy Winter as well. We spoke about him in the build-up and how we're struggling with that left wing spot. He gets a little pocket of space, just hooks it over the top there, backs Altamiranda to get onto it. And it's this touch. Oh, he might actually have been tackled around the keeper. It might not have been Altamiranda's touch at all, but he was on hand, he stayed on his feet and gets the goal from about 2 yards out, I reckon. And a wonderful start to the match. Corner here for Tottenham though, Doku to take. Escobar with a good header away, now out to Fernandez, who's recycling possession quite well. Doku to Fernandez. Romario Barrio. I really want to say Romario Barrio every time he gets the ball. Silverio, back to Bowley. Alisson Vicente, back to goal. Just stand him up, boys. And Barrio with the strike from the edge of the area. Vicente did very well. Took a couple of neat little touches in traffic, laid it off, and Barrio's strike from the edge of the area brings it back to 1-1. They just kept the ball very well under pressure here. They didn't rush anything. Oh, he's done a bloody Rabona. Alisson Vicente lays it off to Barrio, and he smashes that one just inside the defender. The keeper would have been a little bit unsighted to restore parity early on. Free kick from distance. Fernandez, who's been involved in everything so far. Sanchez with a flick on header for Kubas. Is that the end of the highlight? It was a relatively straightforward chance. I'm going to check it out here as the highlight continues. Kubas goes short to Escobar, who finds Barbosa, who has been, I think, so far, probably the player of the season. While Altamiranda gets a lot of the highlights, or gets a lot of the plaudits for scoring the goals, Barbosa has been excellent since we picked him up in the off-season. Fernandez sends one into the corner. Sigurdsson's header away is poor. Alisson Vicente thankfully goes backwards. Reverse pass to Silverio, though, and he's found the finish at near post. 7th goal of the season for him. And it's starting to tell, the quality of Tottenham, I think, once they get these good players on the ball. Sigurdsson's header there kind of kills us a little bit. And then he's a bit slow getting back into position. It leaves that angle in behind him for Silverio's run. It's tough in that scenario where you give it back to a midfielder in that space. Half the defenders want to push and press the ball. Half the defenders want to track the runners. And I think that's how they've just snuck past us there. With 10 minutes remaining in the half, we're going to use our demand more shout here. Might see what can happen. We have got a throw in here on the right-hand side. Aguirre, back to Benchop. Now Escobar. Can he find the reverse pass to Torp? He does now. He has a little bit of time and space in front of him. Altamiranda to Aguirre, looks for the reverse pass. Barbosa gets the clearance back from the Tottenham defence and works it out to Fessler on the right-hand side. Can he cut it back on his left foot? Instead, no. It's cleared away. Back to Torp in midfield again. Now Barbosa, back to Torp, Aguirre. We are keeping the ball quite well. It's just that last little pass into the final third that's been poor, and that back pass is horrific. Alisson Vicente is going to get there first, and thankfully, he's a wonder kid. He's a full Brazilian international, and he's just missed the simplest of one-on-one chances. Kubas was not coming out to save it. Last highlight of the half here. There's 2 minutes of additional time added on, and we've got the ball from a goal kick. Kubas now forward to Torp, who can turn. Barbosa to Aguirre. Can he find a run? He looks out towards the left-hand side. Winter hasn't gone with it. Sanchez back to Mueller. Now Spisa. Back to Mueller again. Now Sanchez. Is that Davinson Sanchez? I didn't really pay attention if it was any of the real players. I don't think it is. Ball over the top here for Vicente, who's gotten goal side again. His strike from distance is closed down well by the defence. We've recovered possession here. Sigurdsson looks forward to Altamiranda, but that's not the ball that's going to help him. Suissa comes forward and recovers. Fulgencio, overlapping fullback. Doku with the header on the far post, and thankfully just over the crossbar. I think we need to get into half-time, and thankfully it's been called. At half-time, 10 shots, 6 on target, 50% of the ball for Tottenham. We've had 2-2 and 50%. 2-1 down, though. Let's just say assertively. Or maybe we'll go passionately and say, I know we're underdogs here, but give the fans a performance to cheer for. And let's calmly tell Altamiranda up top, you weren't that bad, but you can still improve. He has scored a pretty excellent goal in the one chance he's had. But if we can push him to try and get a few more. And now I'm starting to think, do we try and go for the last... If it's 2-1 after an hour, do we try and maintain what we've got and hope to snag something again? Or do we go attacking and try and find an equaliser? Kubas with the ball here. Sigurdsson work it out to the left. Good life now. We can work a 2v1 if we move this quickly. Instead, we've sent Winter into the corner, who's done very well to beat one man and cut back inside. Finds Altamiranda near post, and he's done well to get ahead of the defender, but straight at Mueller in goal for Tottenham. Oh, what do we think? All right, let's test this out. We're a goal down. The danger here is that we go attacking and then we go 4-1 down instead of the current scoreline, but we don't have too much to lose. Looking at the draft match ratings, Fessler has struggled, so we're going to bring on Rosero. Barbosa had an uncharacteristically poor game. We might bring on maybe Petkovic, but we might move him to the 10 and play Aguirre a little bit deeper. He can do them as I role. Or we can play him as an advanced playmaker in midfield as well on support. It's 2 advanced playmakers, which is a bit wild, but screw it, let's give it a go. And let's passionately say I've got faith in you. I've learnt my lesson. I'm not doing 3 subs after an hour. I'm going to hold on to our sub for the last 10 minutes or so, just in case there's an injury or suspension or something like that. And we've used our Get Creative shout now as well, which everyone is inspired by. Deep free kick here. Fernandes has been tremendous for Tottenham today. Flick on header from Svisa and just past in the near post. First real highlight of the second half. We're into the last 10 minutes now. I'm going to use our demand more shout here. See if we can't try and get a few more highlights before the game ends. Tottenham in possession here. Vicente with an excellent ball there from the opening goal scorer Barrow, but just over the crossbar. Fernandes, wide area, backstick runner again. It's pinballing around. These set pieces are killing us at the moment. And that's the third highlight we've had in about 5 minutes of Tottenham putting the ball towards the crossbar or just past the near post or over the crossbar. We've got a corner here. Fernandes to take. Goes towards the centre. Svisa thankfully right at Kubas. Kubas has had an excellent game, to be fair. 4 minutes to be added on. Is there any late drama in this one? We have come back into it statistically, but we haven't seen a highlight here in the second half. O'Connor that time from the set piece with the far post header just over the crossbar. It's about 40 seconds remaining. The highlights continued. Escobar goes long. Altamiranda does very well to knock it back down for Torp. Now Sigurdsson again. Now Kubas. Just keep the ball, lads. Let's try and go forward once we've got numbers. Sigurdsson to Kubas. Now to Aguirre. Can turn. Sigurdsson. Long ball forward to Altamiranda. Again, that's not his game, boys. You're not doing anything to help him. Escobar has the ball. We're through the 4 minutes to be added on. And I think this might just be one of those random highlights at the end of the game for no highlight at all. Thanks, SI, for that one. The fake hope that you give me. 23 shots in the end, 12 on target, 52% for Tottenham. I have to give them credit. They had way more highlights than we did. 8 shots, 5 on target, 48% possession for us, despite going a little bit more attacking in the second half. Assertively, I'm going to say, unlucky boys, it would have been nice to win, but it wasn't meant to be. We know Tottenham are a good side. We know the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, as it is in the game, is a difficult place to travel to. So we'll cut everyone a little bit of slack. Does see us drop down to 14th spot. Aston Villa draw level on 13 points, and goal difference is the same for both us and them. They have scored more goals though, so they will go above. Youthful FC Isle of Man comes stuck. Barrow gets the Man of the Match award, and it's 5 games in a row now without a win, which is difficult. But we've played Tottenham, Man City, Man United, Bournemouth, and Everton, all sides in the top half. Bournemouth currently in 9th, Everton in 11th. So not in the top half, but close to the top half. And the run's not getting any easier. We've got Liverpool in about 14 days. We are going to jump ahead through the magic of editing, of course. But I'm thinking what we might do is have a look at last 5 games, average rating, who's struggling the most. Aguirre hasn't played particularly well. Maybe we'll give Petkovic an opportunity. Fessler hasn't played particularly well. Maybe we'll give Rosero a run out from the start. Winter we still have to start, but Bosa also hasn't played well over the last 5 games. I wonder if a lot of these key players not playing well is kind of compounding a little bit of the difficulty we're having in finding a win. Training-wise, we're going to give everyone one rest before they all disappear to go off with their youth internationals. Pretty much the entire squad goes and plays under 21 football at the moment. It's very difficult. But we're going to have faith. We're going to stick with the positive mentality. We're going to stick with possession-based football. We're just going to make those couple of personnel tweaks based on current form. And magic editing, we're going to jump forward to the game against Liverpool now. All right, just like that, we are 2 weeks ahead. A good few of the side went away and played with their under-21 sides or their under-20s or under-19 teams based on the age of the squad. Petkovic scored. I think Barbosa also scored for Brazil as well. It's great to see them all representing their country and doing quite well. It's pretty much the same lineup. The only 2 changes are the ones we discussed. Petkovic coming in at the 10 for Aguirre, who struggled over the last 5 or so games, and Rosero coming in on the right-hand side for Fessler. Both make the bench, though, and we can bring them on if needed. Liverpool's lineup, there's a couple of still holdouts from the original squads at the start of the game. One, Miranda at left fullback, 31 years of age now, comes through at Schalke at the start of a save. He's been at Barcelona, then Leeds. He was at quite the career, actually. Milan, Barcelona, Leeds, Atletico Madrid, and now Liverpool. He's been at the top of levels of the game for quite a while. They've also got Sandro Tonali, who's their captain in 2031, 31 years of age now for the Italian. Second coming of Andrea Pirlo. He left Brescia for Zebra, was there for 2 years before leaving the Juve and going to PSG. Made 100 appearances across 4 years for them, and he's been at Liverpool now for 8 seasons, scoring 16 goals in 227 games. Alongside him in midfield, Sergio Gomez, of course, Borussia Dortmund player at the start of the save. He's been at Liverpool now for a good 7 seasons as well. Looks to be a very good midfield prospect. 2 kind of playmakers playing alongside each other in that midfield. It's a very interesting one. It's not Klopp's with Liverpool anymore. It's Luis Enrique's from Barcelona. But they are still a very, very good team. Assertively, we're going to say nobody expects us to get a result. We're just going to try and play down the need to get points here. We haven't won now in 5 games. I think potentially this will make it 6. But hopefully playing positive, trying to focus on possession a little bit more, playing at home in front of our own fans, or not at home, we're at the DW Stadium still in Wigan, but playing at our home ground can maybe get us a little bit better a performance than we had against Tottenham. Ball over the top here for Bucci though early, and he's gone around the keeper and found the finish. So everything that I was just saying in that little intro, it doesn't count for shit because we're already a goal down inside 10 minutes. And Rocco Bucci, who looks very much like you'd expect a regen to look with the headband and the long hair, it's just our right back there, Ben Shop keeping him onside. He did quite well, to be fair, bringing it down in traffic and rounding the keeper and finding the finish. And giving it loads to the fans as he ran back to halfway. We might have to go back to our attacking structure here in a moment. There's another highlight here for Liverpool. Miranda, with the ball on the right-hand side, finds Blaze. The square was pretty poor, but Gurria keeps it in and skips past a challenge and puts it back stick to Blaze again. Back to Tonali. Good little reverse pass. Gets square, finds Gurria back stick. We're 2-0 down inside 12 minutes. I'm starting to get flashbacks to the games against Chelsea, the games against Manchester City. We're going to go attacking. Why not? We're 2-0 down. We've got very little to lose at this point. It's not bad play, but they just knock it from side to side again and again. Tonali with a lovely little first-time reverse pass. Good life at 6s and 7s. And then Blaze, everyone gets dragged front post, leaves the back post wide open, and it's the simplest tap home. We're going to use our demand more shout here. And really, all we can do is try and pick ourselves back up and limit the amount of damage that this Liverpool side is going to do to us. Now the highlight here, 25 minutes played now. We did make it through that kind of second 10-minute period without conceding again, which is great. Gurria's gotten goal side though. Kubis does very well, and thankfully Gurria takes a touch just before it goes out for the corner. All right, we have pulled the goal back, and I slightly missed it. We're going to check this one out. It's going to VAR, and they've pulled it out for offside, so that's why I didn't actually see it. It was a very late highlight that it popped up on the screen. Throw in here, first of the second half. Miranda into Gurria. Gomez with the strike. Kubis has spilled it, and I can't be mad at Kubis because he's kept us in so many games, but Blaze with the 3rd goal of the match and his 7th for the season. He's going to put Liverpool 3-0 ahead. We'll check it out here in 3 dimensions. Miranda back to Bucci. Now back to Gurria. Little reverse pass to Gomez. He goes to strike from distance. The defence is all over the shop this game. 3 of them just standing there back stick. No one can get near the ball when Gomez takes the initial strike. No one gets near it for the follow-up. This has not been our greatest performance, but I said I wasn't going to complain too much if we didn't get the wins today. It's just a very difficult run of matches that we've had. We're through an hour now, so let's go based on form. Winter still struggling. Just cannot seem to get anything sorted. Rosero's done not much better on a 6.5. What can he do here? Let's go winger on attack on that left-hand side. He can move across. Barbosa again struggling. We might bring on Ronnie Senna as the Messiah, and Petkovic has struggled as well. Aguirre can come on in his preferred role. 3 subs with 30 minutes remaining. We're definitely probably going to go down to 10 men now. It's just the way the game tends to punish me at the moment. Tonali with a wide free kick finds Vladimir front post. We do manage to get it away. Petkovic clears it to no one in particular, which doesn't really release the pressure. Let's use our get creative shout. Let's see if we can't push on and try and bring something back. Got a corner here. Fessler finds centre at the edge of the area. Instead he goes back to Fessler. He had the strike there. Rosero back post, and he's gotten his first goal for the club. And it's a little bit of a response. I can't see us tearing anything back any further, but at least we've shown a little bit of character with the fresh subs and got ourselves a consolation goal. Fessler did quite well. Thought centre might wind up from this spot, but instead he goes back to Fessler, gets his left foot around it, puts it back post. It's a lovely ball, and Rosero with an excellent header back across the keeper to pull back a consolation goal with 20 minutes remaining. Is there going to be anything interesting coming here? We'll have to wait and see. Deep highlight, starts from the goal kick. Escobar finds Aguirre in midfield, who has gone past one and then looked out left towards Fessler, whose first touch is excellent around the defender, and he goes the strike. Wasn't on target, but encouraging play from him. First time I've really seen him beat the man in a match. 10 minutes remain, so we're going to use our demand more shout. Give everyone some focus through to full time. A lot of players seem pressured or anxious or nervous, and 4 minutes to be added on. We're through the majority of that time now. The referee calls full time. Liverpool, very much like the Tottenham game before it, deserved their win. 18 shots, 10 on target, 57% possession. We had 8, 5, and 43. It is tough in the Premier Division. Assertively, we're going to say we were underdogs. You gave it your best effort. And what's our next run of fixtures going to look like? Hopefully, we've got some matches where we can try and pick up points, because we have gone a little while without a win here, and it's very easy to get stuck in a losing mentality. We're down in 15th now. 13 games played, 3 wins, 4 draws, 2 defeats. Thank God we got those 2 early season wins against Huddersfield and West Brom. You can see here, Youthful FC Isle of Man come unstuck. I'm going to keep getting that one every week, I think. Henry Blaze gets the Man of the Match award. We didn't look at him beforehand, but he looks to be a very good 21-year-old winger from Inter Milan that they've had now. Oh, it's actually his first season with the club. He looks very good. 19 dribbling, 20 determination, 20 agility. He is an absolute star. Luis Enrique talking shit in the media, and fans are criticising the tactics that got us from the bottom division all the way to the Premier League. And it's now 6 games without a win. I have to have faith with it. I can't change it at the moment. It's just not going to happen. Looking forward though, we've got Leicester coming up, which is a winnable game. Brighton coming up, who are in 4th. They look very, very good. Arsenal, who are in 9th. Leeds, who are in 11th. Aston Villa, who are in 14th, which I think is winnable. Norwich, who are in 13th, which I think is winnable. And Southampton, who we have previously actually beaten, down in 19th spot. I think what we'll do is come back for the Aston Villa and Norwich games, make it like a double homestand to finish out the week and do those 2 December matches. It will be the Christmas period, but I'm not going to pull out the green screen nightmare, mainly because I can't be bothered. I just don't really want to at the moment. But it will mean we play Brighton, Arsenal and Leeds off screen. We will try and catch up some of those games in the second half of the season as we look to continue to chase points. It's not looking great at the moment. 3 draws and then 3 straight defeats in the league. We might have to switch back to our attacking mentality and just try and score as many as humanly possible in the remainder of the season. But we gave it a try, we gave it a little tweak. And with a few winnable games against Leicester and Brighton, it's probably not a bad time to be trying to score goals anyway. As always, guys, I've been Sean. Thank you so much for watching. That is the part that I appreciate the most. If you want to go that extra mile, be like a super fan for the channel, for the series, you can drop a like on this video to please that YouTube algorithm. Get us higher in search results when people look for lower league saves for Football Manager 2020 content. Or you can subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all our future videos. The links are over on that side to our Twitter, to our Twitch, our regular Sunday night streams, Sunday morning if you're in the UK. But like I said at the start, more than anything, thanks for watching. That's the part I appreciate the most. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.